And we are live, I hope. I think. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Um, as Jay says, being on time is half the battle. Yes, and the other half of the battle is getting the internet in your concrete garage where you don't normally have the internet and having it completely crap out and trying to get the internet to work on two separate devices and it failing on both and then setting up a personal hotspot using your phone's data. So we will try to be quick. Master Versus says, all good, sir. That was Cobra attacking the east wing of Joe Base, but we all have it sorted now. I hope so. And we're going to roll with it, and we're going to move as quickly as we can because I don't know how long this is going to last and how good the connection is going to be. Samrock says, see and hear you well. Coming in loud and clear. All right, well, that's good. In that case, let's get started. I don't want to take too long. This thing is massive. This thing is huge. That's why I have to be set up in my sort of workshop, dio building space, customizing space, which is in my garage. Normally, I do my videos from my office, which is like directly above this. But because our house is made out of concrete, internet signal doesn't get very far before it gets interrupted. So hopefully the video quality and the sound quality are okay. If they're not, please forgive me. But we're going to get this thing out of the box. I'm really just going to pull it out and put the Skystriker together, check whether sort of all my figures are here, whether all their arms are correct, which I've heard is sort of an issue. I'm not going to put the decals on because I'll be perfectly honest with you. I can't decide which decal set I want to put on, but we'll take a look at the decal sets. I know which one I'm sort of leaning towards, but I could be swayed once I sort of see the decals. Now, as I said, this box is huge, and my camera has to be set up actually quite far away from it. So as we sort of get things unpacked, I might be able to move the camera closer. But as it is now, I'm probably going to block the shot half the time because I couldn't figure out a way to sort of get the camera set up so that, I could operate the way that I normally do, sort of behind the camera. I'm going to have to kind of be like here, which is problematic. But I'll do what I can. I'll try as hard as I can to stay out of the way. I will also sort of go through each step and then take a step back so that you can still see the Skystriker because nobody's here to see me. You're here to see the Skystriker. And on that note, without any further ado, let's get this box open. Now, as I said, this is a big old box. It's got all the measurements sort of down here, which is all well and good. Almost 26 inches by 17 by 11 and a half. So it's big. It's pretty substantial box. Inside this box is several other boxes. And inside that is more boxes. It's like a nesting doll of boxes. So first off, let's take a look. So you get it shipped in the shipper box. Hasbro toys, Skystriker, all that kind of stuff. Says that sort of on all four sides. SIOC, ship in own container. And then inside that box, we get, of course, another box. Because why not? So let me get this box. How am I going to get this box out? I don't know. Oof. Upside down? Is it going to come out? All right. We are one box closer to the Skystriker. On one side, we get please open form side. Please open form side on there as well. Ship in own container as well, but on this box it doesn't say Skystriker anywhere. It's just that's all you get. It's like what's on this side is what's on there. So not much going on there. But I like that they do box in box because you get that much more protection, which is always good when you're dealing with something that's sort of this big and this this precious, as it were, I suppose. So I don't know if I'm having to switch between this side and then running around being on this side of the camera because I got it set up so that I'm trying not to bump it. But Samrock says you should have seen the box my HasLab Proton Pack came in. It was huge and was very heavy. I can imagine. I've seen those boxes and they were bigger than this. This is a big box, but it's one of the smaller HasLab boxes, I think, because the you think about the sail barge, you think about Galactus, you think about the Sentinel. I think was probably about this big. This is my first HasLab, so I haven't seen the other boxes in person, but I know that all of the boxes have been quite large. Jay says, "What was the price?" I think when the HasLab was open for backers, I think it was $240. I think it was $239.99 US, and then to ship to Canada, I think it was about $30. I can't remember what that is in Canadian converted. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 360, all said and done, or 460. I can't remember. Jay is the answer. Oh, good call. Yeah, Master Versal says Unicron. Unicron was a huge one, and I think that was like a big cube of a box too. This is a a manageable size box. It's not actually that bad, but for the sake of sort of unboxing video, it is pretty darn big, bigger than anything I've tried to unbox before, which is what makes it a bit of a daunting task. Now, I don't know if you could see or not, but the next box, we're going to get down to the actual Skystriker. So it's nice box in here. And they give you these little handles to grab onto, which is also nice. But where to put all these boxes as I sort of make my way through the other boxes is the hard part. So that lifts out more cardboard. It's just so much cardboard. Okay, and then in here is where we get all the goodies. So this is all the good stuff. I'm gonna pull this box off of here. I'm gonna put it on the ground behind the camera, and then I'll sort of unload it out onto the workbench here. So first off, of course, is the Skystriker itself. That is a big box. That is a fun box. That is so reminiscent of the 80s. GI Joe boxes. Am I going to be able to get that fully in shot? No, I'm not. Let's see if I can fix that. Hold on. That's a little bit better, I suppose. It's a little bit more in shot. So super reminiscent of the old 80s boxes. The art looks like it's straight off of the original box. Even the way that they've done some of the graphics is just really sort of old school, 80s look. Like it just looks like all the GI Joe boxes I got as a kid. Down to the coloring on the back and stuff like that. Like it's just yeah. Then there's sort of all the detail about what you get in there. Modern Army action weapon, parachutes, canopy opens, highly detailed instrument panel, the figures, you get on all that stuff. You have a closer look at that while I pull more of this stuff out of the box. Or do you want the other side? I think the other side is more interesting anyway. I'm showing it the other way because I'm doing the video, so I can do what I want. Hey, what's going on, Michael? Joining late? Well, you're not that late. I started late, so you haven't missed much. This is as far as I got, just through some of the boxes. All right, so first thing first, we get the decals, we get the paperwork. So this is one of the things that I was most excited about, the legalese. No, I'm just kidding. That's who cares about that? I'll hold on to that just on the off chance that at some point in my life, I pass this down to somebody. I want it to be as complete as I possibly can have it, even when I pass it down. No, this is what I was excited for. The instructions. No, I'm just kidding. Not the instructions, but there you go. You get the instructions. The instructions, pretty straightforward. They look very much like the instructions we used to get. It's not quite the same. The paper is not quite the same. It doesn't have that grid look to it. But it does a good job, with the visuals of making it pretty easy to put together. I think we will find out very soon. Then we get the decal sheet. So this is the instructions for where to put all the decals, and there are quite a few. There are, I believe, also some paint apps on it though. So, but this is what I was really excited about. And this I'm probably going to frame and put on my wall. So this is the blueprints. Now, if you had GI Joe stuff in the 80s, you would recognize this right away. And it does have the grid pattern, which I'm really, really thankful for. I just really like these. I think these are really, really fun. Not necessary at all because you get the instructions, but the fact that you get these to me is a bonus. And I'm glad that they included it. But yeah, there you go. There's all the decals. Like I said, I'm not going to put decals on for two reasons. I'm not 100% certain which decals I'm going to use, and I think that would be pretty time consuming because I'm very, very particular about how I put my decals on. So I'm just going to tuck that over here. We're going to take a look at the decals themselves. We, of course, get the Cobra sheet. So that is the sheet that that was added when sort of the Cobra takeover occurred during the process of the HasLab. And then, of course, we get, multiple sets. There's, multiple sets of the sort of stripes, multiple sets for the tail fins, multiple numbers, multiple names. You get a bunch of options as far as the names go, and I don't know if you're going to be able to read these. So we've got Cobra Trooper, Cobra Commander, Baroness, Cobra Officer, Duke, Scarlet, Wayne Ruthell, Captain J. Armbruster, Snake Eyes, Corporal Wallace A. Weems. So a bunch of names, bunch of options, and then a bunch of cool stuff. Like I said, tail fin decals, and then the more standard stuff. So this is more of the standard decal. So that's the sort of classic Skystriker logo. These were on like every GI Joe vehicle, at least the ones that I remember as a kid. This is the more modern GI Joe logo. Like all these are just cool. No, I'm not gonna put like some of these ones where it's like, here's where you close and open the wings. I'm not gonna put that on because I don't think a normal plane has that. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe one of you knows more about what is. I mean, it's based off an F-14 Tomcat. Maybe that's I don't know enough of F-14 Tomcat to know the answer to that. But they were cool. If I had a bunch of these, I had tons of space. Like if I had a flag and have yellow flag, I might consider having enough of them to put one deck sheet on each sort of thing. But I don't Am I back? Am I back? Can you hear me again? Hopefully, maybe, maybe not. To me, it looks like I'm back. But let me know in the comments there. The last comment I got was from Jay. I'm back? Okay, I'm back. My computer crapped out, so now it's just on the phone, so I might not be able to highlight comments. I'll try to read, but I don't know if I can highlight them without it screwing up. But we'll keep going. We'll keep going. This is live. This is how it works live, right? It doesn't always work. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to pull some of the rest of the stuff. I'm going to pull the rest of the parts that come out of the box, and then once the parts are out, I'm going to pull some of the carded figures. Hello to Kayla. Happy to have you here. Okay. Next up, we get one of two boxes, and there's a fun surprise on these too. But let's get stuck in. This is the ASMR portion, so enjoy. I will probably not talk too much over this because it's just loud. So first set of envelopes is the bums. That one didn't want to open, and there's a lot of them. This dog's sitting thinking I'm getting treats. Yeah, well, unfortunately not, I don't think. There's a lot of stuff in here. That's like, oh, those are the wings. The little munitions cart. The little fuel cart. This is a lot of stuff. Canopies. Or a canopy. Oh, that's the spare canopy. So there's a canopy that comes on the Skystriker, and then that's going to be the spare canopy. The seats, parachutes, tail fin, and the display stand. Now these boxes are cool. You get pieces for a runway, so you can combine them and make a runway, which I'm absolutely going to do. I think that's a pretty cool move that they included that. There's so much stuff. This is the like all the blast effects and stuff. There's A couple of these that's like bag in bag. I don't. A bit of. Two. All right. Okay. So these are cool. This is like the nose blast effect, some missile blast effect. Some more missile blast effects. There are 6 of them in total. Which once I sort of get this thing rolling, I'll try to show you what they look like a little bit better. Then we get pieces of the wings, as well as more tail fins. So you get a total of 2 sets of the tail fins. So you get a set and a gray set. The like the side fins. This is a tough stuff. This is a daunting task. Now, do I open the Skystriker, put it together, or do I pull out cartridge figure next? No, first person that comes makes the call. Assuming you're, if you can't hear it, that doesn't matter anyway. Anyone? Have I lost you guys? They're frozen up and they're nothing? Maybe I lost you guys. Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to continue on with Skystriker. I'm going to pull it out of the box and get it put together. I'm just going to tuck all the blast effects off to the side, away from the instructions, because I don't need them right away. And it gives me a little bit more room. And am I back? I dropped again. This is brutal. All right, am I back now? I don't know, man. This is a little bit frustrating. But we carry on. Okay, is it working again? Okay. Okay, well, I've got you. Quick. Do I continue with the Skystriker or do I pull out the carded figures? Which one? Which do you guys want to see? I was gonna do the Skystriker, but that's when it dropped. That's why nobody answered the question when I asked that before. But let me know if there's one that you want to see more than the other. Anybody? First answer. Or did you hear me and just I didn't get an answer? Is it coming through? Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Or is this or is everybody just ignoring me so that I just sound like an idiot? Master versus a Skystriker. Okay, let's continue with the Skystriker. I'm gonna assume that's that's an answer. So that's let's go. While we can, let's hope that this holds up. Um, if it doesn't, I'll try to reload. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for sticking by here. All right. All right, there she is. There she is. Well, sort of. I mean, in pieces. Happy that I have the engines. I heard that that was a complaint that some people didn't get the engines, which would be, you know, a bit of a pain in the butt if you don't have any engines. Pretty cool. Pretty decent amount of detailing on that. You get the silver as well. That's silver painted on the it's black plastic. All right. Then I brought my scissors. Now, out of curiosity, of you guys watching, did any of you guys pick up a Skystriker? Or not? So there it is. That's how we get it sort of out of the box. This is another thing that people complain about, and I've got it too. I've got the droopy landing gear, which is unfortunate, but you know, such is life. So to get the landing gear, we pull this lever here, which is kind of cool. So that's one huge upgrade that we got from this one over the original, is that the original Skystriker, the wings and the landing gear were attached. So when you pulled one, you know, if you pulled the landing gear down, the wings went out. And if you wanted the wings in, you know, the landing gear went up, sort of thing. So like you got both. You didn't get one or the other, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. Mass Versa says, I can hear and see you okay with little bouts of jolty pausing patches. That could just be me. I don't know if that's me dropping a signal or just the way that I talk. So I apologize for that. I'll try to keep that in mind. I'll try to keep it as consistent as I possibly can. So first things first, I'm going to try to get these wings on. Now, I've also heard that if you don't get the wings on sort of all the way, that that there's a bit of a gap. Now, that makes sense, because if you don't put them on properly, you know, there's going to be a gap. So let me first try to get these on. Is it going to be easier if I do it open or closed? It'll be easier closed. I don't think so. I think it's got to be open. This makes for riveting live video. I feel like, dang. I feel like you got to get it just right. And I feel like I'm not doing that. I feel like I'm not getting it lined up properly. I feel like I'm missing something here. Well, I don't know. I don't see a gap. I mean, I can see where the break is in the wing, but I don't. Maybe people just weren't tabbing them in right. I could see why, because it's kind of a pain in the butt to tab this thing in. All right, other one. Let's see if I can get this one a little bit easier. My guess is no. I'm looking like an idiot. Nope, just as difficult to get the second one. Come on. So I think that's the gap that people are talking about to compare to that side. I think it's just down to people maybe didn't get them clicked in properly. But I can understand why. Like I said, sorry, I gotta go off camera to try to get this thing to line up properly. Because it ain't easy. There we go. Success. So that's the other one. Nice match. And as you can see, the wings go in and out. And when I do the wings in and out, the landing gear doesn't go up and down. I do the landing gear separately, which, as I said, is pretty cool. That was one of the things that frustrated me the most about the original Skystriker. Was that specific thing that you don't get one or the other. You kind of just stuck. All right, next up, let's put the engines in. Now I wonder, is there? Yeah, so there's a little. Put one down. Do one at a time. There's a little notch on one little spot there, and there's a notch at the very top. So you just line those two up, and away you go. Theoretically, I bet there's a left and a right, and I bet I just put it in the wrong one. Probably reading the instructions would make it easier. Maybe not, because it doesn't want to go. These little side fins. So as I was saying, there's like certain spots like this stuff's all painted. There's a bunch of stuff, up on the front that's painted. Some stuff on the wings and so on. everything clicks. There's like such a nice positive click to everything, but at the same time, it's like it makes me very anxious. Um, if any of you guys collect vintage GI Joe stuff, you know that the vintage GI Joe plastic is like notoriously brittle as it gets older, and so I feel like I'm putting together something that's really old, even though it's brand new. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I have so much anxiety putting this thing together because I keep thinking I'm gonna break something. Um, the fins, the tail fins are marked left and right. I don't know if you're gonna see that. It's on this top tab here, right above my thumb. You catch it in the light? Probably not. So who cares? Let's. You could take my word for it, or don't. It doesn't matter. Now, is it going to be left, my left, or right? The left of the. Make a difference? Will it only go in one way? I'm hoping. Oh, I know. So okay. So the if you don't know, um, the angle on the little fins is such that like it sort of cants out. So if you put it on the wrong way, the fins would cant towards the center, but you want them out. So that's. And again, the anxiety of like clipping this thing in. It's high. It's very high. He says heat it up. Yeah, I mean, you probably could. That's probably a good call. They go in. It's just, it's like equal parts. I don't want to force it because, like I said, I'm so used to that vintage plastic being so frail and brittle and shitty. But anyway, that's kind of the Skystriker put together. And it looks great. Oh, wait. Put the seats in. So they have the back, like the backpack style peg, parachutes loaded in the back, fabric parachutes. Um, Now it's obviously late. I'm not going to go out and do this today, but I may do a little video of this and sort of post it on the Facebook page, the Highly Articulated Facebook page. I'm going to test these parachutes tomorrow. I'm going to throw these off my back deck and see how well they function. Because they're supposed to function. So I want to see them function. The seats have a little peg in the bottom, and they just peg right into two separate holes in here. But before I peg those in, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of a view in the cockpit there. So we do get, some paint apps. You're not gonna be able to see it, I don't think. Whoa, sorry about that. You're not gonna be able to see it, but there is paint apps sort of right on the dash, and some detailing in here as well, which is pretty cool. Definitely an upgrade from the OG Skystriker. Much more going on as far as detail inside there, which is really, really cool. This is, I mean, this is an upgrade in every respect from the OG. So these just tuck in nicely here. Line up the peg. Now you would, of course, if you uncarded the figures first, put the figure in there and then just pop them in. That's going to be the easiest way. But this little hatch on the front of the canopy does come off, so you can still get your ace in there without taking it out. But I mean, I think it's probably just as easy to take the seat out, put him on the seat, and then put him and the seat back in together. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm very happy with this thing so far. Now, of course, I put the black fins on because that matches the box art, but there is the gray fins. Now, the gray fins match the vintage Skystriker. You have the second canopy, so you can put different names on there, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like all of this is cool. All of this is cool. All of this is exciting. This is the display base. Now, I'm actually really excited to get this on here. Let's tuck the landing gear away. It also has this, which is pretty cool. So this is like the little hook that if this was landing on an aircraft carrier, like the USS Flag, that would hook a little elastic on the deck and basically bring this thing to a stop so that it didn't have to do it itself. There's a little functioning landing fin there as well. There is these panels open, give you some cool detailing in there. Different color plastics. There's no paint, but still looks pretty cool. And then there is, where is it? Where is it? There is a little hatch. Where is it? Does it show me on the instruction? I probably should have read the instructions and gone by the instructions. There's a little hatch to allow for, I think it's right here. To allow for the ladder. Oh, dang it, I lost it. I don't think that's even it, but that came off anyway. So there's a little latch there. I don't know what that does. What is this? Where's this clip onto then? The heck? I'm just taking this thing apart. Does this one come off too? Holy, like a bunch of these things come off. How many of these come off? Am I just breaking my Skystriker now? Three panels off. I still don't know where this goes. I'm pretty sure this clips on here. Doesn't it? Does it? Does anybody know? Does anybody else? Is it on the other side? Oh, I bet it is. No, that's the... Oh man, I'm losing all these pieces on the ground. This is the fuel port, so that's where you're going to plug in the little gas tank. I'm going to stop taking pieces off because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm losing them on the ground. Master Person says lots of surprises indeed. Yeah, there is a lot of surprises, and I haven't watched. I'll be honest. I haven't watched anybody's review of this thing. I haven't watched anybody unbox this thing, so I don't know what I'm doing. Eddie says I'm scared watching. Makes me regret not getting it. I can imagine great photos from this thing. Yeah, I think so. Eddie says there's stickers. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's stickers. There's 3 different sticker sheets. Let's bring those up again. So you get a bunch of different sticker sheets for the tail fins and stuff like that. So you can kit it out however you want. Some stickers for the wings. So these the stripes and stuff are like for the wing bits. And then there's even a Cobra one. So if you wanted to do your jet like a Cobra, you could do that. Cool stuff, man. This is cool stuff. And a ton of cardboard. Yeah, so all these pieces off, and I still don't know where I'm supposed to put the ladder. Yeah, no idea. No idea where the ladder goes. Am I missing something? What am I? Well, anyway, moving on. Maybe I should put these pieces back on so I remember where they go. I'm kind of Tetris together. I mean, it's not. How the heck does this thing plug on? I feel so stupid trying to figure this out. I just assumed that it would just clip right on. Why does it clip right on? Oh, I guess, okay, never mind. So it does kind of just clip on. There's these little kind of bars into the middle panel here, and it appears to just clip right on there. So put it down, there you go. You get a little ladder. So you could just have your little guy climb right up into there. Your little GI Joe guy. Whether that's Ace or Brad Armbruster. Whichever of the two you've got sitting up front. Like I said, I got to put these pieces on because drive me. That's why. Because if I don't, I'll just forget where they go and what I'm supposed to do with them. And all right, where'd that last piece go? There it is. All right, don't worry, it's whole again. It's all back together. It's complete. Spare fins, I'm gonna put over here. Spare parts. So you get all these parts. You get these different weapons tabs as well, so you can have multiple different sort of loadouts. I will monkey around with all that stuff. After, you also get this I think it's meant to be like a camera. So this goes on the nose. That's pretty cool. It's an upgrade from the original. Put the landing gear down. We've got 3 slots on the bottom here, as you can see, and then the display has 3. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this in here. And it's a nice firm fit. Plenty of bite there. This has got a little sort of like a tightening, like a little ring to tighten it so you can get it nice and snug. I haven't decided how I'm going to display mine yet. I have a pretty good idea. I think I'm going to do it sort of banked, more or less like that. And once it's got all the decals and stuff on, I think it's going to look really good like that. I'm going to try to find a spot where it's still in shot, but I can still do the carded figures. This thing is big. I don't normally unbox stuff this big, so it's problematic. It's problematic. What if I do it this way and put it over here? Yeah, that'll work for now. All right. What else we got? Master Bristol says, yeah, so there's two peg holes in the middle compartment inside of the top, ladder pegs into those. Yeah, I got that. Got that. Eddie says, build a hanger display for this thing. That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be good. The only thing is, I just like it's because it's 1/18th scale. Oh yeah, clips the ladder into the first panel that you popped off. Yeah, of course. I just didn't see I didn't see where it connected on. Sam says, do the figures that it comes with fit in the jet? They absolutely do. They're 3 3/4 inch O-ring, sort of OG GI Joe. And yeah, as far as the display, yeah, the only problem is because this is the only sort of line that I do that's 1/18th. I don't want to invest too much sort of space and real estate, because it's you know, it takes up a lot of real estate that I can use for other stuff, quite frankly. All right, so moving on, we will look at the carded figures, and there are a bunch of them. There's like 7 carded figures. I'm just gonna sort of organize this stuff so that you can sort of see all the stuff that it comes with, because like I said, there's a lot. All the blast effects for the missiles. And as I said, I will I'll do a bunch of pictures and I'll post a bunch of stuff in the Facebook page that just kind of takes too much time while I'm doing an unboxing to really do it right, I think. But you get the missiles. You can mount the missiles on the little sort of armory cart, as well as on the display. And I'm not gonna go into sort of too much detail and put too much stuff on here, but needless to say, there's lots of options as far as display, lots of options as far as how you want to present this thing. And yeah, this is just like, I never got a Skystriker as a kid. I got a vintage one a couple years back and absolutely loved it. The Skystriker is so iconic and just like such a cool vehicle, such a cool piece of history in a way. Being that it's F-14, it's kind of the Top Gun jet. It's just a really good looking plane to me. Like as a kid, I had F-14 posters on my wall and stuff like that, and it's kind of everything that I hoped it would be. This thing is a ton of fun and it looks really, really good. I haven't had any issues so far. That being said, let's get to the carded figures. There has been a couple issues with some of the carded figures. One of the things, so this is this second piece of this sort of runway display box, and this has all the carded figures. So we will go through all of them. The biggest complaint that people have had is with the Cobra Commander, as well as some of the card backs. So people have had some damaged card backs, which is sort of a pain in the ass. You're getting this premium product. You expect to get to be delivered, without any issues, without any damage, all that kind of stuff. it's understandable that people will be upset. I, for one, if my cards are a little bit dinged or a little bit, the corners are a little bit dog-eared, I won't be that upset. If my Cobra Commander has, two right arms, I might be upset. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very anxious to find out whether my figures are good or not. As I said, I haven't had any issues with the Skystriker. The wings were fine. I got the engines. I think a couple people had missing engines, so on. Let's see just quickly in the comments. Forgive the sort of shakiness because I'm doing my phone. I have to touch my phone to get the comments up. Normally I have my computer running, but it's not. Samrock, what is F-14? Is that another jet? No, the F-14 Tomcat is like the actual, like in Top Gun, the plane, the designation for the plane is an F-14 Tomcat. There's also like a F-15. What is it? There's an F-15, F-16. There's like, and they have other names like Hornet and Eagle, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about planes to actually be able to answer that question, but I do know that the F-14 is basically what this is based on. Master Versal says the Conquest. Conquest was the one that he had. I had the Conquest as well. I got the Conquest and the Night Raven for Christmas in 1987, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I can't find a picture, so I can't guarantee that it's that year. But all right, let's take a look at the figures. They are all boxed in this box. There's cardboard to sort of keep them in place. It's notched. They've done everything that I think they probably possibly could have to keep these in good condition. Let's see. I think one side is Cobra and one side is GI Joe. I'm going to do the Cobra side first. We'll start there and we'll see what we got. They put they put tissue paper between each of them too, so like you're not going to get them scuffed. They're unpunched, which is cool. The card back, we get that vintage inspired, the file cards, which is something that people had been complaining about. The GI Joe figures didn't have. I'm stalling for time because I'm just sort of looking at these as I'm pulling them out just to sort of see how they look. We'll start with Cobra Commander, being the leader, and so he's got his file card there. I haven't looked, and I don't know if this file card is like 100% accurate to the vintage one, or whether they've updated it or not. That's something that I would have to look into. I'm not 100% sure. Now the big now this is sort of like I said. Some people are having issues with a little bit of damage to the card. To me, I mean, it's never going to be perfect, is it? Maybe, I guess you could have it perfect, but like I said, I'm not fussed. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a little bit of ding. Can you even see that? I mean, I think you can when the reflection hits it just right. But let's see, does he have the correct arms? And mine does appear to have the correct arms. It is, of course, the Mickey Cobra Commander, which is, an original printing. You can sort of see that the very top of the Cobra logo looks a little bit like just the top bit there looks a little bit like Mickey Mouse, like mouse ears, and that's how he's printed on the chest as well. And they changed it, subsequently the printing changed to that, which is a little bit nicer, a little bit tidier, a little less like Mickey Mouse. But he looks great. He's got his hair dryer in there. The card is attached. That was the other thing. Some people were having an issue with the glue. He looks good. That's a good looking figure. So far, so good. Yeah, I'll put him there for that. Next up, we get the Cobra Trooper. So this is just sort of your standard Cobra Trooper. Looks good. Paint apps are fine. Correct arms. Comes with his rifle. Unpunched card. The cardboard on this one is a little bit better. So the Cobra Commander had a little bit of damage. This card is perfectly fine. That looks good. Last but not least, this is the first of the original figures. This was never a vintage figure. So this is the Cobra Ground Crew, codename Ramp Rat. Now I can see that some of the glue on this is a little bit unstuck, but that's not that big of a deal. It's still very much on the card, so I'm not too worried about it. I got his Cobra sigil on his vest there. He's going to be the deck crew, so he's got his landing gear. I don't know what this stuff's called. Like I said, I don't know anything about this. I just play with the toys. So he's got his full file card there as well. And yeah, that's the first of the original figures. Now the other original figures, one is a redeco and one is a original. They are on the GI Joe side, so let's take a look at those quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm gonna start with the two. Well, you know what? Of the four, three of them are original. So I'm gonna start with the one that is a reprint, a remake, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for hanging out. I got a QC issue. We'll get there. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for bearing with me as we went through these technical difficulties. If you're watching this on the replay, I don't know what it's going to look like, but we'll see. First up, we have Ace, of course, Brad Ace Armbruster in his sort of version 1 deco. He looks great. That flight suit that looks like he should be flying a spaceship, not a Skystriker, with the clear dome there and a pistol. And so there's that. Ace looks pretty good. A little bit of damage to the car, but nothing too bad. Unpunched, of course. Yeah, that's a good looking figure. I really like that figure. My vintage Ace does not look this good at all. My vintage Ace looks like garbage. All right, let's make more room. We need more room. There's too much stuff. Too much stuff. That is a weird complaint. But hey, it is what it is. All right, Ace, you're going to go right here. Next up is Scarlet in her flight suit. So this is effectively the same figure. This is a repaint of that figure, just with a Scarlet head. And then she gets a helmet as well, which is cool. The issue that people have complained about is that her crossbow does not have a handle. Now, you're not going to be able to see it in the package, but her crossbow doesn't have a handle. So how is she supposed to hold on to it? I don't know. Now, so this is worse on the next figure that I'm going to show, but the bubble is like not on the edge. It should be over further. It's migrated that way a little bit. It is glued pretty well, so I can't complain about the glue, but it's and this one's not as bad. Like I can see that it's off. You can like see how you can see the red over here. It should be that the glue is over the black bit, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is. And if I'm going to open these, I don't really care. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Next up, we have the original character just for this Skystriker. It is, of course, Radar Intercept Officer Failsafe. So he is the co-pilot. Wayne Ruthell, his name is on the file card there, right? File name, Wayne Ruthell. His name was on the original Skystriker. So that's why they've included this figure, which is a really, really cool sort of homage, throwback to the vintage. You know, there was never, this character didn't exist in the vintage line. He does exist now because his name already existed. They just had to come up with the figure. This figure looks great. This, to me, is very much like a fighter pilot figure. Probably more appropriate for the Skystriker than Ace even is. But look at the bubble. Look at how far the bubble is from where it should be. And it's crooked. I'm trying to hold this like that's the card straight. The bubble is like, if the bubble is straight, that card is not. And it's, you can see on the edge, maybe you can't, but I can. You can see on the edge, like it's glued at the edge of the red here, and it's not even like at the edge of the red down here. That's pretty bad. Now, is this a QC issue that I'm going to contact Hasbro about? I don't know. I have to decide whether I'm going to open this figure or not. If I'm going to open it, I'm not going to complain. If I'm not going to open it, I'm probably going to see what they can do about it. I don't know. That's a weird one. Like, to me, that's not a, there's no defect, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. Is that like, oh, his helmet looks good too. Let's get a helmet and a pistol up there. I don't know. Like, is that a valid complaint, or is that sort of one of those like nitpick things where as a 40-year-old collector, I'm complaining about something that I never would have cared about as a kid? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, either in the comments or if you're watching on the replay. In the comments, I'm just curious what people's impressions are. Now, this is the big one. This is the one that I was sort of most excited about as far as the figures go. One of my favorite characters in the vintage line. One of my favorite figures in the vintage line. It is, of course, Ripcord, but not just any Ripcord. This is, of course, Night Force Ripcord. So this is a Ripcord that did not exist in the vintage line. Ripcord existed, Night Force existed, but not together. So this is unique in a lot of ways. We get a figure in a deco that we never got before. We get a single carded Night Force figure, which didn't exist. All the Night Force figures were double carded, or like 2 packs. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I didn't mention, that I noticed right out of the box, but I didn't mention, is that they've put that white border around the card, and I think that white border really makes the card look a lot stronger. It's something that people had sort of criticized before, that they didn't include it. These cards are decently stiff. Like, this is a stiffer card than like the GI Joe classified retro carded figures, which are pretty flimsy. This feels more like the vintage card. This feels like a vintage figure, despite it not being vintage at all. But yeah, this guy's great. This guy, like I said, is probably the figure that I was most excited about, and he does not disappoint. He looks fantastic. It looks great. And I'm very happy to have these in my collection. I'm very happy to have the Skystriker. Very excited about all of this. Very happy. No complaints. My QC issues are pretty minimal and pretty and kind of silly. You know, as I said, it is the placement of the card. You know, the bubble on the card, is that really something worth complaining about? I don't know. I suppose it could be. But anyway, there you go. That's it. That's the Skystriker. That's let's see if I can get this displayed in a very nice way so that I can photograph it before I'm done. Move this over here. How's that? This is gonna look like shit, but that's okay. Yeah, whatever. You get the point. All right. That's the Skystriker unboxed. Like I said, I didn't do the decals. I'll do the decals and post them on the Facebook page. I will do a little video and post that on the Facebook page, but I will also probably save that for a future video as well. Maybe on the video. I think I'm gonna do a GI Joe sort of news update tomorrow night, and then I think normal regular show on Sunday as well. So I'll probably try to do the video tomorrow morning and sneak that little clip of me throwing the parachute off off my balcony to see how well it works. Um, thank you if you joined me live for bearing with me through the glitches, through the stops and starts, technical difficulties of unboxing something this big in my garage. It is what it is. The show must go on. But thank you for joining me. And if you're watching this in the replay, I hope it doesn't look like trash. I hope the stops and starts, I can kind of edit them out. I will have to get to that now. But thank you for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy the video, please hit the thumbs down. That works too. But if you want to see more, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to know when I'm doing these videos. And hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Like I said, lots more GI Joe news to talk about tomorrow, and plenty of toy news to talk about on Sunday. So thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye bye.